Hey everyone, welcome to day 13. So I am outside today and it is a beautiful day and the sun is just rising. So we're going to do quite a few sun salutations, and we're also going to do a little bit of breath work and work on something called Ujjayi breath. So if you've not done it before, then hopefully you'll learn something new. But you won't need that much for the class. If you like to use blocks, then I'd suggest using some blocks for today. But we're going to start in a seated position and I will see you back on the mat. We're going to start today's class in a comfortable seated position, cross-legged if that's okay in your hips, and I always like to either sit on a cushion or a yoga bolster just to lift my hips a little higher, because that can make yourself a little bit more comfortable. But from here we're just going to close the eyes. And then just settling into the body, you can roll your shoulders up, back and down. And just starting to notice how you're feeling. Starting to notice your breath. And then from here, we're just going to do a little bit of breath work. So we're going to do something called Ujjayi breath, and if you're familiar with this, then that's great, and if this is something that's completely new, then hopefully you can take something from this. But from here, I just want you to bring your hand just in front of your face, so it's not touching, but it's just in front, and I want you to imagine that the palm of your hand is a mirror. And you're going to steam the mirror up with your breath, like you want to write a message on this. So take a big breath in, and then open the mouth and breathe it out. So you feel this restriction in the back of the throat, you feel the warmth on your hands, so you're steaming it up. Big breath in. So it's nice and loud. And again, inhale. And then we're going to try and keep that restriction in the back of your throat, but this time I want you to close your mouth and you're just going to breathe out through the nose. So breathe in through the nose and then breathe out through the nose, but you're still going to feel that restriction in the back of the throat. And again, inhale, exhale. So you can hear that noise, you can feel the warmth of the breath out through the nose as well. Inhale, exhale. And just keep that going. Inhale, exhale. You can let your hand come back down to your knee. Inhale, exhale. So just keep that going. So this is our Ujjayi breath, and it's sort of like a wave. It sounds like waves crashing into the seashore. Inhale, exhale. And again, inhale, exhale. The reason why we do this is this restriction in the back of the throat just keeps this controlled breath throughout the practice, and it also keeps the core engaged, the core restricted, so it keeps everything nice and controlled, this nice even breath throughout the class. It also makes us focus in on the breath a lot more. So we're getting this nice, even amount of oxygen flowing around the body as we flow. Inhale, exhale. So for this next class, I want you to see if you can focus on this Ujjayi breath. And maybe I'll give you some little reminders if you forget along the way, and you can come back to it. Take one more big breath in and one more breath out. Gently opening the eyes. And then from here we're going to come into our tabletop position. The sun's poking through the trees here, it's gorgeous. So we're just going to have our hands underneath our shoulders, knees underneath our hips, fingers spread out. Take a big breath in, drop the belly, lift the chest. Exhale, round the back. Find that restriction in the back of the throat. Still using that Ujjayi breath. Inhale. Exhale. And again, inhale. Exhale, round the back. Very good. From here, tuck the toes. We're going to start to lift the knees, lift the hips, take our first downward facing dog. Pressing the ground away, lengthening out the spine, lengthening out the back of the legs. Inhale. Exhale. Start to pedal out through the feet. Gently starting to wake up the back of the legs, wake up into the hips as well. And then from here, we're going to come up high onto the toes, lift the heels, and then shift all the way forwards to a high plank position. And then exhale, take the hips up and back, downward dog. Gently finding the space in the spine. Inhale, lift the heels, rolling forwards, high plank. Exhale, take it back, downward dog. And again, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come forwards. This time slowly lower all the way down onto the belly. Untucking the toes. Press through the hands, lift the chest into a cobra. Big breath in. Exhale, chin back down. Inhale, we lift up, but look over your right shoulder. And then come all the way back down. Inhale, lifting up, look over your left shoulder. Exhale, back down. Gently press through the hands and the knees, tuck the toes, take yourself back to a downward facing dog. We're going to inhale, lift the right leg up, big breath in. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip. And then just hanging out here, I want you to think about the right hip stacking on top of the left and the right heel drawing in towards your right glute. So we're really feeling the stretch through the quad, through the hip flexor. Maybe you notice how that left heel draws down towards the ground a bit more. Big breath in and out. And from here, take another inhale. As we exhale, we're then going to bring that knee towards your opposite elbow, shifting forwards, the shoulders can pass the wrists, squeeze the core. And then inhale, we take it up, back to that open hip, downward dog. And again, exhale, knee to opposite elbow. Inhale, take it up and back, open hip. Exhale, can you find that Ujjayi breath? Back of the throat, inhale, open up one more time. Exhale, bring the knee to opposite elbow. And then from here, I want you to extend the foot out towards the right hand side. Our aim is to get that foot in line with our hands. Then from here, we drop the back heel down, start to lift the left arm up. This is our fallen triangle, strong through the legs, reaching up with that left hand, big breath in. Exhale, hand comes back down, we take it back, three-legged dog, leg is straight, inhale. Then exhale, we're going to step the foot to the top of the mat. Drop the back knee down, untuck the toes, inhaling here, lift the arms up, big breath in. Exhale. Can you feel that in the back of the throat again? Inhale. Exhale. Ujjayi breath. From here, we're going to bring our right hand on towards our right hip or right thigh. Left arm reaches up and then over towards the right. We're going to find this nice big side body stretch. I want you to feel this in that left hip as well. Big breath in and exhale. If you have the flexibility, you can bring your right fingertips down towards the ground, reaching up and over, inhaling and exhaling. And then from here, we're going to straighten that front leg. Your left hand comes down towards the ground. Peel the right arm up. We find this twisted half splits. Flex that front foot. We're going to go back into that side stretch, low lunge. So bend into the front leg. Inhale, sweep the left arm up. And find this nice big reach over towards the right. And then we take it back. Straighten the front leg. Plant the hand. Reach the right arm up. Big breath in. Exhale, bend into the front leg, reach the arm up and then over. Very good. Hands come down. We step back through vinyasa. Find your high plank. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga to the belly for cobra or straight into upward facing dog. Exhale, downward dog. Let's go through the other side. Left leg reaches up. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip. And again, we're just going to hang out here. I want you to still press strong through the hands. And then you can feel that right heel drawing towards the mat. Left heel squeezing in towards your left glute. Opening up through the hip flexors. Big breath in. Exhale, then the knee comes towards your opposite elbow, shifting forwards, twist. Inhale, take it up and back, open hip. Exhale, knee to opposite elbow. Inhale, find that Ujjayi breath. Exhale. Inhale. Last time. Exhale, knee to opposite elbow. Extend the foot out so the edge of the foot is pressing into the ground. Then we drop the back heel down, lift the right arm up. Fall in triangle, big breath in. Exhale, hand comes down, take that left leg up and back. Three-legged dog, big breath in. Exhale, step the foot through, drop the back knee down. Lift the arms up. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, side stretch. Left hand comes onto your left hip, or maybe reaches down to the ground as the right arm goes up and over. Inhaling here. Exhale to stay. Inhale again. And exhale. Big breath in. Exhaling now, straighten the front leg. Plant that right hand down, flex the foot. Find that twist. Lift the left arm up. We're coming back into that low lunge. Bend into the front leg. Reach the right arm up and then over. And again, straighten the front leg. Plant the right hand. Find that twist. Inhale. Exhale, back into that low lunge. Side stretch. Oh, it's a gorgeous morning. One more time, take it back. Half splits. Lift the left arm. Exhale. Side stretch in that low lunge. Plant the hands, let's step it back to our vinyasa. Big breath in. Exhale. Take a nice Ujjayi breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Bending the knees, looking forwards. We're just going to step or walk the feet all the way up to the top. Feet are hip distance apart. Let's hang the body out here. Take a hold of opposite elbows with your hands. And then we're just going to swing side to side, just releasing the back. Make sure the neck is nice and relaxed. Arms fall back down towards the ground. We're slowly going to roll up through the spine. So you take a breath in, lift the arms up, palms touch. And exhale, bring the palms at the chest. So let's salute to this gorgeous sun and do some sun salutations. So we're going to inhale, lift the arms up, big breath in. Exhale, take a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back through your chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. 3 big breaths. Finding that Ujjayi breath, especially with these sun salutations, since we're a little bit more familiar with them, or very familiar with them. You can really focus on that Ujjayi breath. Nice, controlled. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step, walk or hop to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhaling, fold. Rolling up, lift the arms, big breath in. Exhale, hands at the chest. Let's keep flowing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, flat back. Long exhale through your chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. And again, big breath in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step, walk or hop. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rolling up, lift the arms. And exhale, hands at the chest. We keep going, inhaling up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Exhale through your vinyasa. All the way back, downward dog. Holding here. One more breath in. Exhale, now we're going to bend the knees, look forward, step, walk or hop. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Rolling up, lift the arms. Exhale, hands at the chest. Toes are touching, heels slightly apart. We're going to keep these sun salutations going. Bend into the legs, we sit to our chair pose. Sweep the arms forwards and up, knees squeeze together. Inhale. Stay as we exhale. I want you to have a go here with coming up onto the toes and lifting the heels. Woo. So you're going to feel that more in your legs, your calves, your ankles, holding, holding, holding. And then drop the heels, take a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, back through your vinyasa. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. Straight away we lift the right leg up, big breath in. Exhale, step the foot to the top of the mat. Rise up, high lunge, lift the arms. Exhale, straight away, hands come down. Back through your vinyasa. Inhale. And exhale, so we're moving a little quicker here. Left leg reaches up, inhale. Exhale, step it through. Rising up, high lunge, lift the arms. Straight away, exhale, back through your vinyasa. Big breath in. And back to downward dog. Staying here, or you can find a child's pose, just to give yourself a little break. Warming the body up through these sun salutations, really connecting to the breath. Back in our downward dog if we're not already there. Inhaling together. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, step, walk or hop your feet to the top. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Sit to chair, bend into the legs, sweep the arms up, big breath in. Standing up, bring the palms at the chest. Let's do that again. Sit to our chair pose. Lift the arms. Again, like we did before, can we lift the heels? Working with that balance, squeezing the legs together, squeezing the core. Inhale. Exhale, straighten the legs, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Back through your vinyasa. Big breath in. And back to downward dog. Right leg lifts up, big breath in. Exhale, step it through. Nice and strong, we rise. High lunge. Straight away, back through your vinyasa. This time, if you want, you can keep that right leg lifted in the air as you find your chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Left leg lifts up. Exhale, step it through. Rise up, high lunge. Exhale, take it back through your chaturanga. Can you keep that left leg in the air? Inhale, find your back bend. Exhale, downward dog. Or we can take that child's pose, hips back towards the heels. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. Inhale, reconnecting to that Ujjayi breath if we lost it. Taking it back to our downward dog. We're going to lift the right leg up, big breath in, bending the knee, open the hip like we did before. This time taking a wild thing, we're going to shift forward so the shoulder comes over the wrist, start to drop over onto the edge of that left foot, and then letting the right toes touch behind. Press the hips up, open the chest towards the ceiling or the sky, big breath in. Exhale, look back down, plant the hand, take that right leg up and back, inhale. Exhale, knee to opposite elbow, extend the foot out towards the side, drop the back heel, we lift up into that fallen triangle. Big breath in. Exhale, hand comes down, take that right leg up and back, inhale. Then stepping the foot to the top of the mat, rise up, high lunge, big breath in, and out. We're going to bring our right hand onto our right hip, left arm goes up, and then nice big side stretch over towards the right. If we've got a really nice big long stance and we have this nice big flexibility in our hips, maybe we can even have a go with reaching those fingertips down towards the right hand side or onto a block, or just staying here with the hand on the hip. Big breath in and out. And then just like we did before, we're going to straighten at the front leg so the hips go back. Bring your left fingertips down towards the mat. Right arm goes up. We find this side twist over towards the right. Big breath in and out. Bending into your front leg now. Plant the hands, take it back through a vinyasa. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. And let's go through the other side. Left leg lifts up. Bend the knee, open the hip. Wild thing, we flip the dog round. Toes touch behind. Lift the hips, open the chest towards the sky. Exhale, let's take it back, three-legged dog. Knee to opposite elbow, fall in triangle. Drop the back heel, we open. Big breath in. Exhale, hand comes down, take that left leg up and back, inhaling. Step the foot through, back to the top, nice long stance. We rise, high lunge. Big breath in, big breath out. We're gonna find that side stretch again, so left hand onto your left hip, right arm goes up and over. If we have that mobility, can we reach for the ground? This side is definitely not as open as my other side. Ooh, if you feel like you're straining or desperately trying to reach for it but it's not happening, then let's just bring ourselves back. Know your body, big breath in. Then start to straighten the front leg, right fingertips come down, find the twist, open, big breath in. Again, using blocks if we need it here. Looking down towards the ground, plant the hand, let's take it back through a vinyasa. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Bring your knees down into a child's pose. Very good. I've got very cold toes. Big breath in, big breath out. Slowly roll yourself up, and then from here we're going to come onto the outside of our left hip, and you're going to bring your legs just all the way around in front. Lifting the arms up overhead, you can flex the feet here. Inhale, exhale, take a forward fold. Finding this nice big stretch through the back of the legs, through your lower back. You can let the head hang heavy. Big breath in and out. Coming all the way back up. We're then going to plant the feet, rolling onto our backs. And taking back bend here. We're going to come into bridge pose, and if you want to take wheel as well, we can do. So just make sure that the feet are hip distance apart, toes pointing forwards. Knees are drawing in like we're squeezing a block between the knees. And then start to press through the feet, lift the hips. Staying here or finding whatever comfortable bridge pose you want, or taking wheel if you want it. Hands plant down by the shoulders. And then nice big press up through the hands and the feet, either onto the top of the head or all the way up. Again, just making sure we're pressing nice and strong through the feet. Hip bones are lifting up. And coming down whenever we're ready through our bridge, coming up onto the toes and then rolling down the spine. Let your knees fall from side to side. Finding that nice twist through the back. Take it, have a fast or slow you want. And then finding our shavasana, letting the feet go out into the corners of the mat, arms by the side. And we'll take a nice big cleansing breath. So breathe in through the nose, hold at the top, fill the lungs up, and then open the mouth, sigh that breath out, and let the body completely relax. You can let go of that focus we've had on the breath. And I'll see you for tomorrow's class. Namaste.